to do an oil change on a Mazda 6 MPS. Pretty simple job. If you've never done one, this is how to do it on that car.
Before starting any job like this, it's really important to make sure that your car is safe. So jack your car up, make sure that the back wheels have something behind them so it won't slip, and put your car on axle stands. So for an oil change, obviously we need a filter, some oil, get the right quality oil. We're using 50x40. You'll need something to catch the oil in. Obviously that's too small, but you'll need that. You'll need a funnel to put the oil in, and you'll need some sockets. We're using 17mm heads, which is what our bolts are. And then on top of that, you will need a rag to wipe some stuff up, and it's really good if you've got a device to use to get off your filter. And so we've got a filter removal tool, but we're going to use this cool little thing, which works really cool. You put it on there, it'll grip and pull off your filter. That's what we need. From there, underneath your car, you have a plastic cover that stops all the stuff from scratching up the bottom of your car and splashing up, and stops all your oil if you do have a leak from coming down. These are 10mm head, and so you need to undo them, just make them a little bit loose, and you should be able to take them off. You'll need a screwdriver just to pop out the end of that. Once you've done that, use your 17mm socket head to break off the end of your oil plug. This takes a bit of work. You may need a breaker bar. We've been doing this for a while, so just a couple of decent hits just to break the seal on that. Then you should be able to undo it with your fingers. If your car has been running for a while, which means the oil will run smoother because it's warm, this will be hot, so you may need a set of gloves or something to be able to handle that, or you may want to use your spanner. The trick that I've used is to lift up the oil pan, that way you're not trying to guess where the oil's going to go. I almost got it this time, but obviously I got some oil on my fingers. Sometimes you can do it if you time it just right, but you don't make any mess at all. After your oil's finished draining, put your sump plug back in, screw that in, get that nice and tight. If you want to put a gasket or something else around that, up to you, go for it. Our plug's been working really well without one, or the existing gasket that's on it hasn't been too worn or too squished, so we haven't had to bother with that. Once you've got it finger tight, then we're using a spanner here, a ratchet spanner, to put that back on. Once again, it's got a 17mm head, and then we'll tighten it up a little bit more. We've got a 1/2" drive on that socket, which just means you can give it a little bit more force and not worried about threading or any of the gears inside those mechanisms. Clean the area, make sure it's nice and clean, then move on to the filter. If you have a large enough oil catcher, you can do both these at the same time, but ours wasn't large enough, so we're going to do them separately. This is quite a messy one. We've already loosened using our tool, the filter, and there it goes, spewing everywhere. One of the tricks we've used is we use a rubber glove for this, just a disposable glove. Once you've done that, you can watch this trick. You take it, turn it inside out, and there is no oil at all on our hands, which is a great little trick if you can remember that. Once we've got our oil filter off, one of the tricks is with the replacement oil filter, there are some little gaskets, some little rubber gaskets that you'll need to put around stuff. For this, you'll need a really fine screwdriver. You also need to remove the oil drainer, which we've done previously, which we didn't show in the video. It just takes an Allen key, and we've replaced the little grommet on that. Remove the main seal, main rubber seal, give that a clean with a clean rag so that you know it's all good to go. Remove your filter, and in that little kit that you'll buy, you'll have the filter, which is just like a paper filter they call them. You'll also have your rubber gaskets as well. And so we're going to take the little gasket, which will go in there, and we're going to take the orange gasket and put it around the top. What this does is just stop oil from coming around the seams if you've never done this before. Very, very simple job. Place in your filter. It doesn't matter which way it goes, they're universal. Pop it in and you are ready to go. Clean up around the bottom of your engine bay as much as you can without putting anything into it. Once you've cleaned up some of the excess, just gently make sure that your filter is in place with the thread. Sometimes reversing the way that you screw it in until you feel it drop up will mean that the threads are now aligned. Then you can go and screw it in. Get it finger tight, grab your filter tool that you used to put it back on, and then get that as tight as you can within reason without snapping anything, and then it is good. From there we are ready now to put in our oil. Place your funnel in the top of the engine bay. This car takes 5.7 litres, so we're going to put in an entire 5 litre bottle of oil there. Once that's done, we have another bottle of oil on tap. We're going to put 0.7 in, which will be great. And there goes the 0.7. Once that's done, clean up any excess. A little trick is to use a rag as you pull out your funnel, straight on the end, no oil drips everywhere. Put your cap on, and then you are good to go. Another trick that you can use is to use your old oil container that you've put the fresh oil into the car to put your old oil in. Obviously we have 5.7 litres of oil, which means that we'll have more than what will go in. Once you've done that, clean up, be responsible, clean your stuff up. And finally, put your underguards back on your car, do them up, finger tight to start off, and then use your ratchet 10mm socket just to get them tighter so they don't fall off while you're driving. Lower your car off your engine stands and you are ready to go.